Okay, let's start.
Yeah, sure.
Welcome everybody. There's the camera.
Yeah.
Hello, Eddie.
Need to do it good. Okay, welcome everybody. Bitcoin 2022 in Amsterdam, and we sit here today with Stef, my buddy, of course,
hello.
and with Kwinten, the Bakker.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, and he's head of Lightning operations at Alby. And he also is the creator of a Flitz app, and it doesn't exist anymore, but we're anyway going to talk about it. So we have prepared some questions, but let's first start
because
with...
in the normal podcast we always prepare 10 yes or no questions.
Oh, okay.
This time we made it a bit shorter.
Okay.
But we will still ask you some questions which you may only answer by yes or no.
Okay, I know the concept.
So you know the concept. So it can be
These
tricky
questions
questions.
are very personal this time.
Damn.
Right?
Oh man, I'm seeing them here right now.
Oh.
No. Let's start. Will League of Legends implement Bitcoin Lightning in the near future?
No.
Belgium will play semi-finals in the World Cup in Qatar.
No, they will play the finals and even win it. Yes.
I will use the Bitcoin Lightning NFC cards, which I handed over to you on the conference.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Interesting. No, I saw you already implemented it into Blue Wallet.
Yes.
And I saw you already put some sets on it.
Yeah, of course it goes lightning fast. So very impressive.
Cool. And obviously tell us your experience afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We will search him and then I'll ask him tomorrow or something.
Yes.
Let's start with the real questions. The first one is about Flitz app, and it was a direct SEPA-to-Lightning on-ramp app. Of course, everybody likes that idea. What was the idea of the project, and why did you stop it?
So I was starting into Lightning development in 2018, back when Lightning Network was starting as well. And there was always this idea in my mind to make some app, of course.
Yeah.
So this was at the time when I got out of university and was looking for some things to do, and decided to get into software engineering, mainly because of Bitcoin and Lightning. So I even looked for jobs that had Go as a requirement. Yeah. So for that, and so there was also always this idea of making some on-ramp app, and. So in the Netherlands, you also have these apps like Bitter, who is also here, and there are all kinds of these apps. But to make it really easy for people to get on board on Lightning, and so what I did was I made some app that you just had to transfer some euros over the SEPA wire, and then you got a LNURL withdrawal link in your app that you just had to click and open with your mobile wallet, any mobile wallet, and then you had it over Lightning. And so that was kind of the idea of the app. Also, and there were some other features as well. But yeah, this was my dream to make something like this, and I did it last year. But it was only online for a couple of months, but it was quite successful in this time. But in the end, I realized that it was not sustainable for me to keep on working on it, because after a while, what I like most is coding and programming. But if your app becomes a bit successful, then you are not going to do that anymore, and you have to worry about a lot of other things. And I started worrying a lot and way too much, and I really became too much for me. Of course, you try to find people, maybe co-founders or something, but I didn't really succeed in that. So that's why I decided that it would be better to shut down. Yeah.
Was it difficult to find those people that?
Yeah, it's very difficult to find these people. So obviously it would have been possible, but it's quite difficult.
Yeah, I think it's interesting for developers who really want to be able to manage this. Perhaps that there are some solutions to it. I don't know.
Yeah,
because there are many people that would like to grow such a thing.
Yeah, I guess there would be like maybe an accelerator program or something like that. There should be plenty of those. But like, so after I published the blog post about quitting Flitz, I got multiple reach outs from companies,
recruiters,
job offering.
Yeah, but really Bitcoin companies and
cool.
Things like that, and also Alby. And now it's a company is not about writing code or about working, but it's about the people. So if you don't have a team, if you're working on something alone, then it's really about people and a team working together towards a vision. Yeah. So that's why. And in
the end, it's just like what you wanted. So working on Bitcoin and Lightning
on a technical level, yes. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, so you now work at Alby. I use it a lot, but I don't know if our audience is familiar with Alby. So maybe you can, maybe talk a bit about what Alby does and what your vision on the network is, and then we really want to know what the latest thing is that you're working on right now.
The latest thing, okay.
But first start with Alby. What is Alby?
Okay, so Alby is a platform to monetize, to pay with Lightning on the internet. We are bringing Lightning to the web. So our flagship product is the Lightning browser extension. That's Alby. Alby.
Yeah.
So and then so this is a browser extension that you can use to pay with Bitcoin on the internet without needing to whip out your phone to scan a QR code. Yeah. It's just a couple of clicks, and you can set budgets for websites. So you can connect your own node. You can even connect your own node over Tor. It's quite easy. So we have connectors for LND, so for LNURL, for Eclair, for all these kind of things. We also have a custodial wallet that we manage for you, that you can also use on your Blue wallets and things like that. This Lightning browser extension interacts with websites through a protocol called WebLN, which is also a big part of our tech stack. And then we are big in everything that has to do with Lightning and on the web, and also LNURL and things like that. Mm-hmm. So that's mainly Alby. We also have like Lightning address and ways. So if you have your Lightning address in your Twitter account, for example, then Alby automatically detects it, and then you can tip some people on Twitter. That's
so we even don't need Twitter to add it as a service. You guys do. I used it and especially for Twitter. And I must say I did receive some donations even. So it really works.
Yeah, that's awesome. We also have a product for podcasters.
Cool.
So for value, you can use Alby to the public key, the custom key, custom value to receive your value for value donations.
Yeah, I got a demonstration from Renee Aaron.
Oh, that's awesome!
Who showed it to me. That you can see
Saturn.
at one time.
Saturn. Saturn is also a product of us that we made during a hack day some weeks ago, which is a analytics site for your Lightning donations, which is built on top of the Alby API.
So, is this also the latest thing that you're working on, or
there are many things that we are working on, but maybe I can give a sneak peek first.
Sure.
Something that I was just working on this week. Core Lightning is coming to Alby.
Cool.
Nice.
Through the Commando plugin. So that's something that I'm quite excited about, and will be actually a very useful thing to have for people with core Lightning nodes to be able to use them on the internet to pay easily.
And is it difficult for you as a developer to implement another Lightning protocol, or is it just the same workflow you?
It's difficult. Well, it's difficult and not difficult. So it's indeed the case that there are different connectors in Alby, so LND and now core Lightning and custodial wallets, multiple of those. So there are a couple right now. But that's one of the pain points of Lightning development, is that every node has their own API to talk to the node. So Lightning is interoperable on the Lightning level. For everyone understands Vault 11 invoices, they can pay them, they can receive them. But on the talking to your node level, everyone has a different API. And so you do, so the Alby connectors each have different implementations of the different APIs. So that's a problem, but on the other hand, it's not that difficult to implement a new connector.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so yeah, it depends, but because you do have to reach the user's nodes or the user's wallet in some case. With custodial accounts, it's easy because you have to make some REST API calls. But yeah, if you have to connect over Tor, but we have a solution for that. But it's a bit more difficult. Yeah.
Hey, and your role at Alby is also managing Lightning nodes.
Yes.
And how many nodes do you run, and what hardware, software infrastructure do you use at Alby?
We run all of them, and we run about, well, we have one main production node, only one main production node. We have a backup production node, which is smaller. So in production, and I think in production we run about 3 nodes, so 2 LND, 1 C Lightning. And testnet, we run 3 LNDs, 2 C Lightning, and a Claire as well. So quite a few.
So that's a lot.
Yeah.
So it's also taking a lot of time to manage them,
yes,
I guess. Yeah.
Yes, especially, yeah. So we are not only, so we are using them for the custodial accounts, but also for testing the connectors, the different connectors, and the test all kinds of test environments and so on. Yeah, so it's a whole job in and of itself to manage those. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, and you're obviously also one of the speakers here at the Amsterdam Bitcoin Amsterdam Conference. And what will you talk about? Obviously Alby, but what are the subjects you want? And where are you going to talk?
So we are talking at 225 on the proof of workshop stage, which is next to in the other room. And we are talking about Bitcoin on the web, so quite general, presenting Alby, and then also I'm going to talk in deep about some protocol called LSAT, which is just a simple API for content monetization, which has been developed by Lightning Labs. And that's something that I am going to talk about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
nice.
Great. Yeah. And Alby also allows receiving payments on existing platforms like YouTube, Twitter, what we just talked about. And it also can be used, like you said, with Blue Wallet and Zeus. But does it also mean that it can be able to use it on a mobile phone browser, a web browser? That would be much more easy, of course.
Yes, it would be much more easy. But right now, that's not something that is implemented. So it's not, well, you can have extensions on your mobile browser, but it's not very common, or it's quite difficult. But so we have been hacking sometimes on solutions like that, but nothing concrete yet. But there are wallets that you can use on mobile that have a WebLN browser in the wallet. For example, Blixt Wallet has one. And Blue Wallet also has one, but I don't know if it's exactly, if there might be a bug in there in Blue Wallet, but at least Blixt Wallet and maybe some other wallets have a Lightning browser extension integrated in the app, which can use the WebLN protocol.
Cool.
Yeah.
And do you think it's also possible for a lot of other web applications to implement Lightning payments and/or passwordless login? Because you guys at Alby already managed to do it, to implement it.
Yeah. So because it's certainly possible, and so that's our goal actually at Alby, to make it as easy as possible for developers to do these kind of things. So that's also something that we're going to talk about today. So that's really our goal, to make the developer experience as good as possible. So the developer doesn't have to worry about all these things, and they can just make some JavaScript calls in WebLN to pay something, or to request an invoice, or use the Lightning address. All these kind of things make it very easy for developers to integrate Lightning. Passwordless login, like if you're talking about LNURL auth,
that would be amazing.
That's also a thing that we support in Alby. But it's more difficult. We had some issues with it in the past because we sometimes break some things, and then you have to then some people start to complain or will start to complain that they cannot log into their trading account anymore. They see 0 sets, and then they are very panicky. But then so the problem with that is that we also always have to, if we break something, we also have to support the old version, so people can still access their old accounts. So in this case, LNURL auth is a bit difficult to work with. Also on a developer level, it's not because it requires a database and things like that. It's a bit more difficult. But yeah, so we have guides for all of these things if developers want to integrate
Cool.
it. Yeah.
Hey, and in August, Alby set an example of LN Markets in a tweet to find more web app developers to help implement Lightning in their own dev project. Do you think there's a shortage on Lightning developers?
Yeah, certainly. There is a shortage. So I would say, like, yeah. So everyone who has any interest and you can really start easy with our examples to just accept tips on your website. It's not hard. You can have some nice HTML box tip box that works with Alby, or you can just put your Lightning address. But yeah, it's certainly the case, and I think the demand in the coming time, in the coming years, will only grow
Increase,
from here. Yeah.
Hey, and do you know Mesh? Because we use Mesh at our own the Daily Moon website to buy for articles. But what is the biggest difference between Alby and Mesh? Because you guys, there's a lot of similarities also.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between you?
The biggest. That's a good question. Well, I haven't used Mesh myself as much as you. I've tried it out to pay for some things and so on, but I haven't used it as a creator that much. So do you like it? Or?
Yeah, I really like it. But the downside of it for now is that they are custodial.
Yes.
So you can with Alby you can connect your own node or something.
Exactly.
You can completely keep it non-custodial. And
I guess that's indeed the biggest difference. But so well, for the sender sites, that's the easiest thing to do with the Alby extension. That to do it non-custodially, to connect your own node. For the receiver sites, this is the current problem of Lightning, of course, where there have been many discussions about these kind of things, LNURL, Bolt12, Descent, and so on. But this is, on the receiver side, this is a pain point for non-custodial receives. Many things have been said about this. But yeah, I guess that's the main difference between Alby and Mesh.
And I think combined, it's a playground to develop more and to see where it goes. So it gives a lot of possibilities. But,
so basically, Mesh is one of our competitors. But the good thing about Lightning is that this is interoperable. We can send money to them; they can send money to us. It works with the same browser extension. So this is all interoperable.
Cool.
Great.
Well, and I have one question left actually, Edward, before we wrap up. Because you said Belgium will play the final. Will it be against the Netherlands then, Kwinten? Because we already smashed you a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, you
smashed us. You smashed us.
No.
We won, but I think we weren't the best.
I hope so. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Well, I don't know. Let's see.
We also have Brazil still in the...
Well, we handled those last time in 2018 Brazil, so that's no problem. That's no problem.
Well, thanks Kwinten, dankjewel.
Ja, graag gedaan. Jullie super erg bedankt. Echt waar, super erg bedankt dat ik hier mocht zijn.
Heel graag gedaan.
Thank you very much and good luck at the workshop stage.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We will keep in touch.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks.
Okay.